We just watched episode 22 of Gotham. All happy families are alike. So what did we learn? Well, we learned if you're coming back from death, supposedly, or you're giving in to your dark side finally, what do you have to do? You gotta get a new do. Sport a new hairdo. Quite stylish there, Fish and Selena. What else did we learn? Well, we learned that Barbara missed an excellent moment to have a shining moment. Shining the movie, that is, with a here's Barbara. Or Barb, or Babs, whatever she goes by. So many missed opportunities with that girl. What are we going to do with her? But speaking of fulfilled opportunities, yes, the Penguin getting up and looking over Gotham and saying, I'm the king of the world! Filling in his Titanic moment. He's always wanted to do that. What was it? I'm the king of the world or I'm the king of Gotham? Which?
It's Gotham, yeah.
Oh, he said Gotham.
Pretty sure it's Gotham, yeah.
Well, close enough. And I'm Chad Perkins, and this is the Gotham After Show. That's what happened. Welcome to the Gotham After Show, the show that films about 24 hours after Gotham airs on Fox to give you plenty of time to get in on the conversation. Welcome to the season finale of Gotham and of the show as well, season 1 of the Gotham After Show. I am Chad Perkins, and joining me on the red couch of season finales from the In the Comics podcast and video cast, he is at dcottingham21 on Twitter, Dave Cottingham. And back, notice, shooter! Notice we got all three of us from the Star Wars TCG podcast and video cast. He is at Koomaster Koo on Twitter. He is Cory Cooley.
Good to be here. Good to be here.
All right. Gentlemen, we have witnessed the end of the season of Gotham. It is all happy families are alike.
Yep.
Initial reactions on the episode itself, Dave.
Overall, a good season finale. A good. I wouldn't say great. Good season finale. Based on the last couple episodes we talked about. Still some storylines not really appealing to me, but and there's I think some not so good moments in this, but there were some very good moments in this. So overall, pretty good. Looking forward to next season.
Okay, Cory.
It had its ups and downs. I could say scale from 1 to 10. I would say
Not in your top 5.
top 3. I wouldn't say even in my top 5. Yes, top 3. No.
Yeah.
But close though. Close.
Yeah.
It was. I didn't not enjoy it. There were parts that I was happy for. Yes.
Okay.
If that's a good reaction.
Okay.
I have to divulge in the parts that I do like to really, but that's for later.
Sure. So the episode starts out with Kat being homeless as she is around the quintessential fire in the in the trash can type
Just
thing.
like Boris the Blade was in Batman Begins. Don't you remember that?
Oh,
But
It's a nice coat.
That's a nice coat. Yeah.
It's Boris the Blade.
They're gonna. Yeah,
it's
that's
true.
so funny. It was
Anyway.
it's true.
same universe. That'd be funny.
And then rolling up on a boat is Fish and her army. Now, how do you feel about this? The last time we saw Fish, she was shot flying a plane, and we don't get to see any of what happened with her. She's obviously fine now.
Yep.
What do you got?
Classic.
How did that treat you?
Classic plot hole. I mean, I wouldn't say classic Gotham in the sense of not showing you something that you're kind of like. It'd have been nice to see that.
Yeah.
Going all the way back to when what's her? I can't
Liza.
remember. Liza putting that into his drink and seeing that happen.
Yeah.
I think that we deserve to have seen that. Starting all the way from back then, I feel like this is one of those. What the heck?
And then we get it 2 weeks later, which has never happened on Gotham.
Right. That was a little different. I just don't. I was confused. Like you said in the opening, like what she got shot, and all of a sudden that caused her to shave her head and put like studs in her head, and have this
Scalp.
whole different look. You know, it looks like she's running with the sewer pack. You know,
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
I don't know. I get. I mean, those were the guys from the island.
yeah.
But yeah, that was a little confusing. And then the running into Selena. That's the one thing I felt like. I felt like Selena was there just to give her a reason to be in the finale.
A little forced.
Yeah, I think it definitely felt forced. Because she was already going. You know, she's already going down that road with killing what's
Reggie.
his name? Reggie. So this is not like something she needed to get her character somewhere. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so that was a little weird to see her part of that group. To me,
Right.
Ditto.
ditto.
Ditto. Yeah.
Very well put.
Yeah,
But then this firefight, this gunfight that the captain referred to in the last episode, we see that starting off with some rocket launchers, a bazooka.
Is that a bazooka?
Yeah, is that a bazooka? Exactly. There to Falcone's car, and that apparently, I guess, the fall. Because we all saw. I mean,
killed all those
it
chickens.
hurt him.
Yeah,
It hurt him for sure.
And it puts him in a hospital where apparently he's just a sitting duck. Everyone's saying, well, here he is.
Yeah.
Come get him. But of course, one man who won't have that is Jim Gordon.
And
Yep.
Jordan.
Yep.
And he comes in with a machine gun.
One of
And,
my first things about it was Pink, the classic. Look, if you'd have just gone in there, slit his throat, he'd be dead. You had to sit there and
Had a
explain-
monologue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got me monologuing.
Yeah, you got me monologuing. That's right.
Uh,
No, I tell you what, I really enjoyed that scene. I thought the whole fight, the whole gunfight thing was really neat because I was surprised. You know, it was funny seeing the initial bad guy that was smiling at him and kind of walked away,
that guy.
and then they all start drawing and stuff. And I thought it was really cool that. I was thinking, oh man, were they going to just sit in the hallway? Well, these guys were charging. Like they were running towards Jim, just like blasting, and I thought it was very well done. He kept going back and picking them off.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a pretty exciting scene, and the whole thing with, Falcone, keep needing him alive to make sure the city doesn't fall under. I thought that was a pretty good explanation of why he's helping him. I thought that was pretty decent.
Yeah, I agree with that. I love the Falcone stuff. That was
Yeah.
pretty interesting.
He's a great actor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that big guy who was all smug walking up.
Yeah.
He kept going down and back, down, and then finally he like walks back and he's like, oh, gotta go. And then the next scene, he's on the ground like
yeah.
you idiot, you got shot trying to act all cool, walk away all slow. Yeah, ridiculous. And I don't know, I mean, it's funny. I mean, Ben McKenzie, the dual wielding, pistols and stuff. It was. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it was all right. But yeah, the Falcone stuff, all of it was really interesting. I thought it was great.
It was.
What did you think about the sincerity of the Penguin saying that, to Falcone, you taught me a lot, you've done a lot for me.
Yeah.
I'm really actually sorry that I'm having to kill you, but it's business.
Mhm.
I mean, did you buy that? Did you like
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Yeah, I thought that was, I've slowly started to wish Penguin have gone in, maybe went in a different direction. I mean, in the sense of, because I always kind of thought he was acting like a little coy like that as a ploy, but really that's just how he acts. So I always expected him just to kind of drop the whole how he does his little head stuff, just drop it and just get really, like the Penguin. I feel like I know, not just from Danny DeVito, but the comics no, he doesn't have really much to me besides the way he looks, theatrics, you know what I mean? He's just very ruthless. He is ruthless in this. He just has a kind of a younger, quirky quality to him that I was not expecting to last very long. But that delivery he did there was, I did like that.
Yeah.
But the rest of it was just kind of like his. I just didn't really like the way he delivered some of it. But I mean, maybe we have seasons coming up, so maybe he'll grow.
Yeah, definitely. So what do you think is so unhinged about Maroney that he couldn't if the city was left to him, that a civil war would break out. I mean, do you think we've properly been shown this unhingedness of him, or what?
Yeah, I think so. I think because I think it's the fact that I think Mooney is more ruthless. You know, I mean, you clearly illustrated. You piss him off a little bit, and he's just wheeling guns everywhere, shooting everybody. You know, Falcone, I think, was more about keeping the crime organized, and what he talked about in the very first episode, the balance. You know, like the cops understand, we understand. You know, there's understanding there.
The Waynes understood.
Yeah, everybody kind of knew that there was corruption going on, but you needed corruption to keep the city in order or something like that. You know, so I think Mooney was more about power and more about having everything. Obviously, as he was negotiating with Fish, you know, it's like, you know, you're number one, number two, you know. So
You're poop.
there's that. Yeah, exactly.
Poop fish.
Poop.
Say it.
You're a number 2.
So there's, you know,
pee,
so I
you're
definitely think it would have been bad for Gotham and the cops if Mooney was running it, or Fish. I think both of them.
Yeah, both not good options. Well, let's just talk about what happened to Mooney. And
I was surprised. I was.
I felt like he went on for so long that it kind of became inevitable.
Yeah, I didn't
Like
flinch.
you're poking the bear so much.
Him getting shot. There was twice that I was getting shot in the head is. I mean, that's pretty graphic.
Yes.
And I mean,
Like,
in the time
yeah.
before that, I was a little like when Gordon shot a guy in the head during that fight, if you can remember back. Because I remember kind of was like, whoa,
Yeah.
he just shot that guy in the head. I mean, what the heck? And then Mooney.
Well, yeah, Zaz shooting the guy
Yeah,
who was
that was dark. Yes,
interrogating
I did
Fish
enjoy that.
or whatever.
And when Butch shot his buddy, I
Right.
loved that part. See, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe I'm just dark. But I like that stuff. You know what I mean? I like it's in the comics. I love to see the, you know, just the violence of it, because that's comics. You know, they're over the top. You know,
Right.
and this show had some things that's, I think, done justice to that, which is great. Like, yeah, I figured he was gonna get shot. I mean, I was like, oh, he got shot. But then, like you mentioned, in the head, at least it was like, wow. I mean, we saw the hole
yeah.
and everything.
Yeah,
He did.
yeah, he did.
It'd have been
He
even
did.
cooler if, like, the people behind him just like got
I mean,
sprayed.
I felt like,
ooh,
you know,
I didn't sign up for this.
because we were talking about this, you know, before we recorded. I mean, Mooney's around when Batman's around.
Right.
You know, so he's Gandhi.
And so is Falcone, and apparently he's retiring.
Well, there is a storyline that happened in Batman Eternal this past year where Penguin's actually the leader of the organized crime in Gotham, but you learn that Falcone was driven off by Penguin, and he comes back though to really stake his claim again at some point. So maybe that's what we get. I don't think we've definitely seen the last of Falcone.
The Roman. I remember them mentioning.
Yeah, I think so. And so that felt like the book. Like I felt like that was happening. I was like, oh, he's going to go away for a while, and then we'll get him back maybe a couple seasons or something like that. But but the Falcone thing or the Mooney thing, I figured he'd get shot. Like I thought he's pushing her enough to where they're just going to start shooting each other. But I thought he'd survive.
Right.
You know, I thought he'd come back later. But you know, man, because you know. We're under that impression that Fish is not in season 2, right? I mean, we were almost told that. So I don't think she died, but I mean that's too.
Well, she might not be in season 2, but I mean she's not in season 3.
Correct. Yeah, I don't think she's dead. I thought she was going to die. I thought she was going to die.
Yeah, it seems like if she was definitively going to be dead, we would have seen her
Absolutely,
body, her
absolutely.
dead body. You know.
But did you think it was weird? Like I really thought it was funny though. Like so when that happens, you know, she kills Mooney. Everybody makes a run for it. They're, you know, all this shooting's going on, and all they can do is get outside into a train car. And then all of a sudden they're walking back in. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
They had their chance to get away.
Well, they get in this storage container or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they're talking in a big metal box.
And they didn't close it all the way.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Totally,
oh.
echoing throughout the
I was
entire-
thinking, like,
so how's your place in
Wait
Florida?
a
Is it
minute,
nice?
you can't- yeah.
What's the grill situation down there? Because I like to grill. You know, it's like, what?
I was totally weirded out by that. And then they get in there and it's like, wait a minute, they do this all over again? And all of a sudden, then this penguin coming into the machine gun and they'll separate again. I was thinking to myself, don't tell me they get caught again.
Yeah,
You know, I was
they
like,
come back and shucks. You got us again.
Another way
thought-
that could have been cooler is if he had had an umbrella.
totally.
Machine gun.
That would have been really cool.
If that
I
wa-
just invented this.
See? Another missed opportunity. I mean, I'm telling you.
Well, that
there's
would have been a little
I
forced.
think. Well,
Yeah.
well, hold on now. I think it would have been like if they had planned it, like have him had a carry an umbrella this entire time, and maybe.
Well,
you
he
know,
did kind of carry it. I mean, he made his whole club have the umbrella
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think that would have been a great opportunity for him to kind of
Weaponize
for the
it.
finale. It's not something as forced as. You know what? I don't want to say that, but as forced as the Riddler, which I don't know if it was necessarily. We knew it was going to happen, but we didn't know it was going to happen now, technically. But I think it would have been a nice little in. I think if he'd have done if they'd have set it up, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, if he'd have just randomly had it and been like, where did he get this? Where did he get that? But yeah, I think that that'd have been a great opportunity.
So what do we think about the fish penguin fight up there on the rooftop?
It was funny.
I'm kind of upset, to be honest. I wanted to see it. I was kind of upset that Butch got involved, to be honest. I think it should have been just
Yeah, I
Fish
agree.
and Penguin. You know what I mean? I think that would have
Mhm.
been
He shoots them
more.
both.
Yeah, that whole thing, and then I'm sorry, I love you. You know, it's like I thought that was a little much. I felt like it should have been. It started out Fish and Penguin all back way to the pilot. You know, when he was holding the umbrella. That's where it started. I felt like that's the only way it should have ended, was just them two. Is what I would have liked to see.
I mean, I guess it did answer the question, because we often wondered if Butch was actually loyal or if he was playing fish. I guess this kind of answers that, that he really does actually care for her, but he was still under that mind influence from Zaz or whatever it was. But yeah, and you were saying, Cory, that you thought Fish kind of just went over the edge without much
She
effort.
let him pick him up and throw him over the edge.
She did.
That's what it looked like to me. I mean, and it was just like it wasn't a really big edge. Like it wasn't like, and she had Penguin,
Yeah.
and Penguin was looking over like, oh, I'm almost over the edge. It's like, no, you're not, dude. You're safely. It's over top of your half. And,
yeah,
it's,
I
you're not,
felt like
leaning
what
over.
was gonna happen was because
There's
she was
water
like,
down there.
because she was almost like, come on. I thought she was gonna do the whole duck, and like
That'd
Penguin
have
was almost gonna go over, but
or even better, a helicopter umbrella. See?
I got my
Yeah.
bat shark repellent.
I
down
saw
here.
her first. Gotta fly. Yeah.
bat shark repellent. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, but I think it was needed, and I think it should have been a little bit more between the two of them, personally.
I agree. I thought it should have been it was an interesting fight. The pipe was kind of like that first hit probably should have broke his arms or something. But anyway, I mean,
yeah.
it's a fight. So, but interesting. I thought it was funny how I think Jenna Peters kick his ass. He was just like, oh,
Yeah.
dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You do it, Penguin. Yeah,
Take off your giant shoe. And
yeah, your giant club of a foot.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Barbara. Barbara
That's nuts.
and Leslie Tompkins. So Barbara convinces Lee to be her therapist. And, why don't we do it at my house? I mean, right then, we all knew, like...
So what?
Yeah.
But I still had no idea
Yeah. It's like, hey, Leslie, you might
what
not
she was
want
gonna do. Yeah,
Yeah. You might not want to go over there.
She was
But
gonna be awkward.
so she drops these kind of hints throughout when Barbara says, aren't all the best guys a little scary? And what's funny is actually, at the end of the show, Edward kind of echoes that with saying, you'll probably get further with her if you scare her a little bit.
Right.
So that's kind of echoed there. But
Yeah.
it comes out that Barbara was the one who killed her parents instead of Jason, instead of the ogre.
Which I felt like I knew that already.
Did you guys sense that? I mean, when we saw her in the last
I thought
episode,
he made her do it. Yeah.
she was covered in some blood, but not like completely bloody. Did you guys expect?
No, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that.
I had to actually remember and go back and think 'cause I didn't really. I don't know why. I thought got the feeling that she did it, that he made her do it. And then I had to remember, that wasn't in the episode, so
No.
I was confused. Like,
Yeah, I got reminded from the previously on Gotham that he actually, he's standing by Barbara, and then he actually leaves screen to go towards
with a knife.
With a knife to go towards the parents.
yeah,
And she's all like just stunned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, like catatonic.
So I didn't expect that.
I didn't either.
I mean, it did creep in my mind. I don't know if it crept in your mind, but it did creep in my mind that she was inviting it over when we try to get hit on her.
All right.
And she is.
oh,
Bisexual.
no, I didn't even think about that.
I totally thought that.
Do
That'd
some
have been
drugs, have some sex.
Yeah, I thought she
You
was
know,
like looking for
see
some
what
female
happens.
companionship. Because, again, where's Alan and Montoya?
Who knows?
We saw, what episode was that we last saw him? Like
Long
10?
time
Fourth
ago.
I was gonna say
Maybe 10, 9 or 10. I was thinking maybe that's when
Ooh.
Barbara, I don't know, but that was.
maybe Montoya, yeah, but I think last time we saw
Alan's been out for a while.
Crispus Allen.
But no, I did not see the psycho Barbara, the shining
No.
Barbara.
With mad superhuman strength
Yeah,
to bust through
what?
her Victorian style doors. Like, it's insane. Like, what is she doing? She's on some
Little
kinda
weird by that.
Venom.
Little
Yeah,
weird.
a little weird.
Little weird. Speak about that into the comics side of things.
Yeah, the comics, there's not a lot of Barbara Gordon, at least the mother.
How nice.
Barbara Gordon
Must be
Sr.,
good.
I guess. There's not a lot of her in the books. Now, the latest incarnation, New 52, there's a big storyline during, I think it's right after Death of the Family. There's a big storyline with Jim Gordon Jr., the son, Batgirl's brother, where he is a psychopath. Like, he is just a murderer, killer. And he apparently, it's known that he actually threatened his mother and said, you will leave us or I will kill young Barbara. So she abandons the family, and Jim doesn't know about this. So Jim thinks that she just walked out. So in the books, she's gone. And then when Joker comes around in Death of the Family, he captures the mother and threatens Barbara because he knows everybody's secret identities by that point. So he threatens to kill her, and there's a point where he almost slits her throat, but Batgirl ends up saving her. So, and that, as of right now, that's all we've actually gotten of Barbara Gordon in the book. So they're not together, Jim and Barbara. And I think there was a previous incarnation, pre-52, where, again, Barbara divorces Jim and dies in a car accident. So there's this whole psychopath thing is her son. Is like Jim Gordon Jr. is kind of. That's where he's like just crazy.
Yeah.
And
Maybe Barbara's a man.
maybe.
Finkel is Einhorn.
Yeah.
Einhorn is
Finkel.
Finkel.
Oh, God.
Einhorn is Finkel.
No, so it's strange that it really is strange that they went this route with Barbara, because I echoed this last week. I just don't see how Jim could go back to her.
No.
I just don't see it.
It would make me upset if he did.
Yeah, I mean,
But then I will say, I don't know what they can do for them to make me okay with that. I can't think, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't
Yeah.
know what are the events that are going to happen that if that does ultimately supposed to happen, how am I going to sit there and be like, this is not
maybe
not
they'll
this is bull crap.
deter, and maybe he meets a different Barbara.
Maybe was she under the influence or yeah.
A different
maybe.
Barbara Keene.
Yeah, well, it's weird because I don't
She's
think
a
in the
twin
book.
sister.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
I'd be like,
she's.
"You gotta pick this
I gotta look again, but I'm not 100% sure that the previous Barbara was Barbara Keene. I think the new 52 was Barbara Keene. So there's some difference. But in the book, spoiler if you haven't read it, Jim actually at some point in one of the books he marries Captain Essen, right? ESN.
I think it's- yeah.
So they end up having a fling together.
Interesting.
Marriage.
Wow.
They actually get married.
Wow, jeez.
So
It's a little more than the fling.
right.
Marriage.
Yeah, marriage is pretty big.
And there's nothing in there about him and Tompkins getting together. So
Well, I guess maybe Barbara could drug Jim, get it on with him, get pregnant,
Oh,
and then have a baby and be like, well, you got to marry me. I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know.
Hey, it's
Maybe
possible.
there's some
Barbara's
frozen
crazy.
embryos.
Yeah, it's possible.
Barbara's crazy. And you know what I was kind of thinking when they walked in and they saw Leslie on top of Barbara, like knocking the crap out of her. I was thinking, oh no, now Jim's gonna think you
Right.
attacked Barbara. Why did you? And you know, when Barbara
Barbara.
wakes up, she could totally spin that story. Like
Totally.
she attacked me. She was jealous of
Nah,
me, and
I wouldn't believe that she ran around with a knife. But then again, I'd probably believe Lee over. over
I'd
Barbara.
want to believe Lee.
Yeah, yeah,
Totally.
exactly. So, who knows? So the Riddler stuff. It seemed like my one critique of this episode is they're trying to wrap up maybe too many things all in one, and it seemed like the Riddler thing was just kind of there to get resolved in this episode. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but you can tell me. How do you feel about it?
I thought it was cool, but not necessarily needed. I mean, I was surprised to see it, but I was okay seeing it. I just hope that they do the Riddler. I hope they do the Riddler very well to do him justice.
Yeah.
Obviously, he can't be the Riddler, but hopefully they don't go overboard and make him something, and then, I don't know how they can off the top of my head. I just want them to do it correctly, because the setup, maybe ill-timed, is still okay with me. I mean, I'm over the fact that it was because of a girl that kind of set him off. I figured it would be, I guess it's a little better than Bruce Wayne firing him. And, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know, so, which I think is the original, kind of, it's more closer to the comics than this is. This is off the wall, so, yeah, I'm cool with it.
What is closer to the comics?
That Enigma worked at Wayne
Oh.
Enterprises. I know in the 52 he
Yes,
worked for him, but
correct.
he didn't. He was kind of a
Right.
behind the scenes guy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This the whole voice in the head though is very different as far as what I know of the Riddler, because I think we've talked about this before. Riddler is all about the riddles. He's all about playing a game. He's not about trying to mass murder people, and he's not crazy. He's not really crazy. Just like the Joker. He's not really crazy. He knows what he's doing, and he makes it challenging for you to figure it out. So that really threw me off. That's I would that's more like almost like Zaz. In a sense to me, like Zaz has got a problem. He's got issues. Or again, like Jim Gordon Jr.
No eyebrows.
They have
Whoopi
mental
Goldberg, follow Whoopi Goldberg.
they have mental problems where they need to be in Belle Reve and all that stuff. So, but this was different. I'm curious. I am curious on how they're going to play this out.
Did you feel like he just should have told Kristen, yeah, that was me, and she would have been like, oh.
I had a feeling that she wanted it.
He might have done pretty well if
I don't
he
know
just
why,
said, yeah.
but I felt like she was oddly
okay with it.
Just for a second.
Oh.
Just for a second, I thought maybe she
Well, I
was
think
disappointed that
Kringle's
maybe
a little
wasn't him.
damaged herself.
She's weird.
Look at her taste in men.
Riddler never had a kind of a sidekick that I could think of like that. So
It's Riddle Girl.
Riddle girl.
She does wear green a lot. She
Yeah.
does that.
And the glasses, and like
yeah, I don't. I told him I thought maybe because she figured it out, he was going to kill her.
very good.
But that didn't happen yet.
So I guess lastly, the episode ends with Bruce finding an iPod Mini in a book. Was it an iPod? No. It was the remote, right? Yeah.
Right.
The stereo / fireplace opening up. Now, this is obviously a little different, especially if it's going where we all think it's going. Where here's a bat cave already there because we hear bats.
Yes, we do.
And obviously this is something that his dad has been doing for years, apparently.
Yeah.
He would turn on he would blast some classical music, lock all the doors, go down into this cave
Yeah. I
of
mean,
bats, this
Yeah.
bat cave, if you will. So what up with that?
What up with that?
What up with that?
Best last 2 minutes. I mean, that out of
And
all
you were
the
right,
parts-
Dave.
About what?
Sorry.
That's okay. I
About
don't
you
know.
thought that's
Being
how
at
the
the very
episode was
end.
going to end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
out of every part and every single scene in Gotham, that's probably like one of my favorite parts.
Really?
I mean, that was so great. I mean, his realization that was perfectly placed with Lucius Fox saying stoic, and because at first I was like, what? And I go, oh, Lucius, oh, that's cool. And then he freaking
So wait a minute.
found
So
even
does
Alfred.
Lucius know about the Batcave?
Apparently.
He has to.
Yeah.
He has to know whatever the secret is, whatever that. I don't know what it is. I mean, there's no way he was a bat vigilante of some kind. There's
Well, that's where his man cave is.
Yeah,
You know,
so
he's
I
got like
don't
a
know what's
ping
down
pong
there.
table down there and a beer fridge.
Well, yeah.
that
Obviously.
was so cool. When you heard the bats, I mean, it was just
Yeah.
like, dude, like that's what I've been.
Dude.
I've been living for these Bruce moments, like
Bruce
the Bruce parts. you
Bruce
know.
and moments.
I want to see him.
Yeah,
that's why I watched it. That's why I want to see it.
It was definitely cool to end like that. I think Lucius. It seems like Lucius is going to be a big part of the future of Gotham. You know, the future of
Yeah.
of Bruce taking those steps. Where I think it's obviously we're seeing the theme that every season he's going to take it a step closer. I mean, I really do think that that's going to be the what's going on. So, and I think if we think back or look back at previous early episodes of this show, I think we all were talking. We had the debate on: are we going to figure out who killed his parents?
Right.
Is that going to be a season thing or is that going to be a series thing?
Right.
And it obviously seems like it's going to be a series because his attention is not completely, but in figuring out who killed his parents, he's now finding out what was my dad into. You know,
Yeah.
and obviously it might probably lead to that because I think we all agree that his parents weren't evil people. That
Yeah.
apparently what's down there he's keeping secret. You know, what's down there is leverage or information on what's truly going on. So, so it was really cool. I thought it was pretty cool, and I think development that we've seen so far of Bruce has been good this season.
Yes, I'm very excited. I hope, even though I love David. I mean, I was a fan of him. I think I've mentioned it before on the show. Before this, even when he was in that show Touch, that only had one season, just phenomenal acting.
Yeah.
The kid was great. And if this is some sort of Smallville-esque type thing, I mean, it's ending with him becoming Batman, right?
That's the rumor.
So, I mean, depending on how long this runs,
Right.
David can get
He can grow up with
he
it.
can grow up with it, but he did start a lot younger than Tom Welling. So
Sure.
Oh yeah.
But he's grown. Have you noticed he's grown a lot just in this
He
season?
has.
I think
And
so.
that's the-
I
that's
feel
the
like he's grown
problem.
Taller, yeah.
And that's the problem you have with someone at that age because they run into that with The Walking Dead with Chandler Riggs.
Carl!
I'm telling you. Yeah.
Carl!
I mean,
Dude,
he-
he shot. Yeah. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
he's like, it's only been a year, but he looks like he's 5 years older, so,
Yeah.
which is true because it's 5 seasons. But anyway, but they're going to run into that problem. That's why I think it's almost, you might have to time jump some seasons if he gets that, or recast him, unfortunately. But,
Yeah, unfortunately, that would be,
Yeah. Or, you have more episodes where it's 2 months later and,
Mm-hmm.
just in the middle of seasons or whatever, just to kind of,
yeah,
I'd be okay
he
with
but
that.
he definitely looks different than the pilot, for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's wearing his hair differently even.
Yes,
Yeah.
It was down in the pilot. Now it's
It's awesome.
Yeah.
coiffed.
Awesome.
It's coiffed.
He's a great younger Bruce.
But I'll be honest, I think Alfred is really growing on me. this
Yeah,
season.
I love Alfred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't really
Absolutely.
sure of him in the beginning. I like the military side background of him
Yeah.
or whatever, but I just wasn't sure about the way he was and
Yeah.
acted. But now I'm really behind him now.
I also liked that part where Bruce was saying, my instincts are almost always right. Like, yeah, because you're Batman.
Yeah,
Batman.
right. Yeah,
He said some cool Batman things.
Mhm.
The past, especially last episode when he was like, "I'll never cross that line."
Yeah,
Yeah,
now
that's
he's got
kinda
a
cool.
line. He's
Oh,
a
that's kinda cool.
detective already. He,
Yeah.
he has
He's getting
instincts
there.
that are almost always right.
I'm Bruce Wayne. He
Alfred's
already
Alfred.
knows his.
Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
I'm Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, there's
Well,
there's
I
Bruce
am.
Wayne, there's Batman, and then there's the middle guy. You know what I mean? There's him, because I always figured there was 3 different people.
Really?
I mean, don't you think like there was?
No, I think
there
he's
was-
Batman.
I mean, maybe for starting out, maybe he's become just Batman, but I don't know.
So wait, who are the 3?
Well,
Batman, Bruce.
there's fake Bruce,
Oh, fake Bruce.
and then there's Batman, and there's because that's what it was in Nolan. In Nolan's, there was 3 distinct.
Yeah,
there's
he had
Batman
the
and
Playboy
there was-
Bruce. Yeah,
Well, I love-
Sure,
I think that-
I think he's always Batman.
the best, I think, is the
Yeah.
animated series
In the
because
comics, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is. Always
He's Batman,
Yeah.
and then he's Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne's his
Is the-
identity,
is the
secret
fake one,
identity.
yeah.
well, like
almost.
when he's just talking to Alfred, he's in his Batman voice.
Yeah.
And the only time he's not in his Batman voice is when, hi, I'm Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
You know, and all that, that's Kevin Conroy being the great voice actor that he
Kevin
is.
Conroy
But
is awesome.
Yeah.
if you can just get an actor in the live motion stuff to do the 2 distinct voices without having to be
Yeah.
like this, I think that'd be great. So I just wonder if next season maybe Bruce gets a cold and he starts talking. He's like, wait a second.
I like this.
Like maybe Selena
is
calls
cool.
him. And he's
There's
like, hello. He's like, who is this? Oh, you don't recognize me? No.
Those are really cool.
Write that down.
Or
Best
why
voice check.
don't he do what the current Batman has as a voice modulator?
Wow.
Oh, he does?
Well, we don't even really know if
Affleck.
that's
Oh, you're
just
talking about Affleck.
Yeah.
Oh, I
if
think
that's
it's
just in
because it's
the suit or we
I
don't.
don't know. I
We
don't
don't
Oh
know.
no, he has a voice. They've
What?
confirmed. I think.
Oh,
that-
really?
Yeah, because they liked how the Arrow did it, where it's like he would have if he's a billionaire, he would have
Yeah.
some kind of voice modulator
That's true.
instead of trying to talk like this.
Unlike
Well, they make a joke about. I mean, in the comics, like he goes like, "What's up?" It actually compares him to Clint Eastwood. In the
Oh,
comics.
yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
"Why are you with the Clint Eastwood voice?" He's like, "Shut up," you know.
unlike Daredevil, the
Yeah,
dude
oh, God.
who's just I'm just gonna talk like this to
But that's-
everybody.
I don't
Blah,
care.
blah,
That's
blah.
so awesome. That show
Yeah.
is so
It was very good.
awesome.
Yes,
I mean,
very good. But
No one expects the
We're not
blind
talking
guy.
about Marvel here.
No, we're
Anyway,
not.
sorry. Anyways.
No, we're not.
But
So-
I wanted to real quick tell
quick.
a really cool Kevin Conroy story that it was some interview with him when he was doing some kind of work. I think it may have been 9/11, and he was in the kitchen, I guess cooking for these firefighters for these guys, and he's back there talking, and somebody from the firefighters was like, "Is that Batman back there?" And then word gets to Kevin Conroy in the kitchen, and then he said in the kitchen, he goes, "I am, Batman." Like he said, "I am vengeance. I am the night." And he did that from in the kitchen. They didn't even see him do
Oh.
it, and they were all like, "Ah!" They were all freaking out, man. So that's one of my
Nice.
favorite Kevin Conroy stories. It's awesome.
Nice. Well, let's just talk about the season in a whole. Who was your all's favorite villain from this season?
Favorite villain out of I would say my favorite, I don't know, villain origin.
You can go that route.
Okay, I think the Scarecrow was done beautifully.
It was
I think the Scarecrow was done
very, very
magnificently.
well. Yes.
Yeah, I definitely would have to agree. Although I fail to have his name, but the kid who played the supposed Joker
Mm-hmm.
was probably the best performance in the entire season.
I'm gonna go. I mean, that was amazing.
I mean, I was floored
Yeah.
by
Because
when he turned it on.
The different
'Cause we
ones
were
that
all
he
like, I was
picked
against it,
from
man. I
and
was
just
like,
kind
what's
of
going on?
matched it all together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, he did. Yes.
And the way he looked, the way he laughed, I was pumped. Even and it made me feel okay if that was the Joker. You know,
We don't know that it was.
We don't know. But origin story, definitely Scarecrow, and the
Yeah.
fact that they actually showed a Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that was pretty awesome. That
Yes.
was pretty awesome. On the other side, though, if we want to say the other side, I wish there was more Venom discussion.
Yes.
That
that's
kinda
good.
came and
Very
gone.
Good point.
That was like the fifth episode or something like that, and it kind of came and gone.
I wish
Yeah.
they maybe mentioned someone in like testing.
Oh
prison-
yeah,
testing
yeah.
the prison or
Yes.
something like that.
And I felt like I
specific
felt like the doll maker thing was so built up, and I didn't think it paid off as good. To be honest, like we heard him in the second episode. We heard about him in
Right.
the second episode.
Yeah, I thought he was going to be a.
And there, there's this build up, and if he was what he was in the comic, which he's not in this show, he was in the comic. I felt like that was a little bit of a letdown on that side, but
The only villain to not go up against Gordon, also.
oh
As a
yeah,
Dollmaker.
that's right.
I guess you're right.
Which is kind of weird for such a slow burn.
Yes. It was weird how he only crossed paths with Fish and because Dollmaker, the Dollmaker in the comic book, he's like using those. He's got a mask of skin. He's like, he's the one that cuts the Joker's face off. I mean, he's badass in the comics books right now.
Yeah.
So I was hoping for that, but I hope we get. I hope Scarecrow. I hope that kid comes back. To be honest, that'd be cool to have him.
He and Joker could pal around.
Yeah.
If that is the Joker.
If that is the Joker, yeah.
It's not.
It's
I don't know.
not.
But what villains are we hoping for season 2?
Mr. Freeze, Victor Freeze. I
Victor
think would be
Freeze? Oh.
great.
Ooh, a promising young doctor, perhaps. That could
Yeah.
try
Someone who
to
is
steal Lee
nothing
away.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger, please.
Did you miss Harvey Dent? Did we miss Harvey Dent?
Well, I mean, the thing with Harvey Dent is he can't be Two-Face until
Right.
Batman is around. So I think
that's
he
exactly
just
right.
he's just always Harvey Dent. He pops in every now and then to talk with Gordon and stuff. But
What if from this, Lee and Gordon are on the rocks, and there's a new doctor, promising young doctor, to possibly steal Lee away, and it's
Victor Freeze? That's not bad. That's not a bad storyline.
That's pretty interesting, huh?
and then Leslie could become the wife that gets ill.
yeah. Hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
If we're going, hey, I wouldn't put it past Gotham. I mean,
That's
they make
Nora,
a Barbara
right?
a psychopath.
That's
Freeze.
Nora. Yeah, it's Nora.
Yeah.
But I'm going to call you Nora now.
But my name is Nora.
You're Nora.
Who else?
I'm wondering,
What's Caleb?
Clayface, a nice,
actor?
an actor.
Yeah. Why not?
And
Clayface or
Meets Bruce. Bruce
or
is a
Croc,
celebrity. You
or
can see
Croc.
him as a.
Killer Croc, sure. Mad Hatter.
I guess is Deadshot's a Batman, right? Deadshot.
Deadshot.
You know,
You do Deadshot.
Yeah.
you know.
That's fine. That's
I don't know if you can do Deathstroke since he's kind of
Yeah.
he's an Arrow kind of right. You know.
Well, if Arrow can take Ra's al Ghul, then dang it,
yeah.
Gotham.
And if he
I
could
don't know if
become,
they'll ever go that road.
if he
I
could
don't know
become-
if
yeah.
League of Assassins.
I
yet.
want the League of Assassins.
I would love to see the League of Assassins in Gotham eventually.
And of course, we have to say Court of Owls
Yep.
for
that would be pretty cool.
some of our viewers.
Now, I definitely think that that's going to happen. I think now whether or not they bring in a Talon, I don't know if that's going to be because that then you really start getting into some supernatural kind of
It
stuff.
would have to be if they were to bring in the talent. It would have to be something like in the news, or we could never have Gordon can never go up against a talent. He could run into him and like see him, but
Right,
I
right.
think they there's no way. There's no absolutely no way he can go up against a Talon. I think.
But how about this question though? Are we ever going to see other heroes?
On Gotham,
You know?
I feel like Batman would kind of be the first one. You know, the first.
No, I mean, well, younger versions, obviously.
Oh, younger versions of them.
Yeah.
Because
You
at
know,
this point,
Everybody's young.
Clark Kent should be
a
on
kid.
Earth.
Yeah, he should be a
in
kid.
Smallville.
You know, Gordon's young, obviously, but I mean, do you know who's
like
older?
an Oliver Queen, another
like
billionaire.
an Oliver Queen, like a young Oliver Queen,
Oh,
or young Barry Allen.
that would be really
you
cool.
know?
Well, Barry Allen, I don't know. if
He's
that
probably
Barry is-
younger.
young. Well, because he's younger. Wait,
He's
no.
not that much younger.
I think he's younger because they started it like 10 or 15 years early, right? He wasn't that because Thawne came back before it was supposed to happen. So
I don't know.
he's
They're-
younger to us because that's when the show is taking place. So I don't know how it is.
Well,
you know,
you're talking about the Flash TV show?
Yes.
Well, I'm not talking about that. In the comics, they're pretty
well,
much the
they
same
should be
age.
like in the comics. But
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
I mean,
about.
like,
Yeah,
but
this
they're
isn't
connected.
part. No, this isn't part of that universe.
they're not. That's not.
No.
They're not
He
even.
could
trying.
meet a
can dream, can I?
Yeah, I know.
fighter
I
jet
wish.
pilot, Hal Jordan.
Al Jordan,
Yeah.
a young Hal Jordan.
Yeah, I mean-
you know, I don't know. There's probably some older heroes we can think of that maybe have been around, but you know, I mean,
Martian
Slade
Manhunter.
Wilson is older. You know, Slade Wilson is an older
Yeah, he's an old
person.
guy. Yeah.
So he can definitely pop. I don't know. There's,
True.
I think eventually they got to sprinkle in some heroes. They got to sprinkle in some. You know. We met Dick Grayson's parents. Jason Todd might be a kid. Still, I don't think they're the same age. Actually, I think he's younger too.
Yeah, Todd would definitely be younger.
Come on, man, get a young Talia al Ghul in there.
If that's the case, then yeah, you have to have like Ra's al Ghul. Then.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know.
Ra's al Ghul would
I can
be
wish.
the same age.
Well, see,
I can wish too. We can all wish and hope for things.
Good thing and also the bad thing about Gotham is they have such the rogues gallery that they have all this to pull from. It's like, I don't need heroes until season 5.
True.
Which might be the case.
True.
But they did go through, or at least we saw a lot of villains this episode. Poison Ivy, or Ivy Pepper being one who was just kind of intermittent here and there.
That's right. Yeah, we'll
probably get more of her.
I totally forgot about her.
Yeah. And it's so weird because she was one of the people on like the billboards and in the magazines.
Oh yeah.
It's like before Poison Ivy.
Yeah. So she's still just some bum on the street, I guess.
Just some bum, yeah.
Some little orphan kid.
Why didn't she join? Why didn't Kat go get her to join Fish's gang?
Yeah, I don't know where she.
Yeah, she's disappeared. I don't know the last time we saw her. It was when
Bruce ran
was
into
on
her
the run,
street,
right?
Yeah.
Oh, that was. Oh, I guess it was. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a while ago.
Yeah. Well,
but definitely, I think it's inevitable quarter vowels, and I think we haven't seen the last of the Red Hood gang.
right.
Better not have.
Red Hood was a good arc. I liked
Great arc.
the Red
It
Hood
was fun.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. The way they pass it around, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Definitely. So overall,
I want to see the plastic,
The head?
the metal,
right?
the metal
the
one.
fishbowl,
Yeah.
or the bullet or whatever.
Yeah. Bullet head.
So overall, if you were to grade Gotham season 1 on a A, B, C, D, E scale,
Oh, okay.
what would you give it?
I would give it a. I would probably give it a B.
B.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd give it a B.
C plus.
Whoa! Wow.
C plus.
I was gonna say B plus.
B plus.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a B. Yeah. I'm at the B range.
The B range.
I was a
range.
B student.
What do they need to do, Cory, to take it up to an A?
You gotta get on that Arrow Flash level, man. Those guys are.
So
they know
just
what they're
quicker.
doing. Quicker
things.
It's fine to divert from the comics. You need if you're, look, you can be the stubborn comic book fan all you want to see exactly, but really, it's why I watch. Maybe when I was younger, I kind of was like, why do they do different? But I like to see the differences, and it's surprising and stuff. And Gotham has definitely done that, and I like that. But then sometimes I think I don't know, just there's certain aspects of it that I think need to be tweaked. I need to see more. I want to see more Batman stuff. Maybe that's me being selfish, but I know it's Gotham and it's supposed to be about the city. But ultimately, for me, I was excited to see young Bruce Wayne and how that happened.
Yeah.
I wasn't necessarily worried about, I don't know, the villains as much as
Sure.
Bruce's journey.
Right.
Dave, real quick, same for you, or?
Yeah, no, I think pacing is a big problem with the show. To be honest, I think the actors are fantastic. I really do. I think I love Bullock. I love Gordon. I definitely love Falcone and the Mooney and Penguin. I think they've got a great cast. I do. I think they built a good foundation. The only thing to me is I've just felt like there was a lot of episodes where there was too many different storylines going on that weren't part of the main episode. Like, I hate to do it. We've been doing is compare it to Flash and Arrow, but in those shows, when you watch an episode, every scene matters to the plot of that episode. There's no wavering, and I felt like there was times when there was Edward stuff in there just to throw in there.
Like they were stalling sometimes.
Yeah, they were going somewhere where they just to fill space. I feel like you could have tightened up this season by just pacing it a little faster and condensing some of the storylines and I think a lot of stuff that happened in the finale almost could have happened in the mid-season finale. You could have got there faster and would have moved the season along better.
Right
that's
on.
all. That's
on.
too bad. I think you need to go a little faster. That's all.
Okay, very good.
But again, a B.
A B. B is good.
Because I enjoyed it.
Yes.
And it's Batman.
Yeah.
It's freaking Batman.
That's right. That's right. So
Almost.
that's going to be it for the Gotham After Show. Now we'll return
Season 2.
Season 2, but for all your developing Season 2 Gotham news and other comic book needs, I will direct you to In the Comics,
Yes.
hosted by Dave and Russell.
Wicked comics. The new intro.
Wow.
That was the new intro for In the Comics.
Trust me,
no, it
that's
wasn't.
Not the new intro of the comics.
I wanted
don't
to take
worry
this
about that.
episode to do that for you guys.
Yeah, occasionally you'll hear Cory or myself, guest on there
Absolutely.
as well. So until next season, please go to inthecomics.com. That's comics with an X.
Now, are you gonna carry the Frosty line to next season, or are you gonna come with something different?
We'll just have to see. It's too soon to
Something
tell.
something in
In the first episode, because that came from the pilot, right?
It did.
Say Frosty. Yeah. I'm glad you stuck with that. It's good.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed.
Very cool.
So also subscribe to this network, this channel here on YouTube, youtube.com/21network to get said videos, plus other videos that we do from Cory, myself, Russell, Casey, everyone here in the 21 Network and all that jazz. So guys,
Thanks for watching,
End of our
everybody.
first season. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all of your questions and comments and feedback and the contests that we've done. We'll do more of those next season. All this and that.
Yep.
So I guess that's all.
That's
There's
it.
nothing left to say except until next season, Gotham, you stay frosty.